attempt murder on a cop. What? That's a 9 to 45. That's 85%. So I'm thinking, like, I've been doing all this studying. Attempt murder carry a 6 to 30, and that's like 50%. You get 50%. So I'm thinking I'm a first time offender. I got this. I ain't got no record like that. I got a concealed carry license. I might lose my license or whatever, but cool. I mean, I come home soon. I'm thinking I get like a year and a half, 6 months good time. I'll still be home in like a year. Get there. They talking about attempt murder on a cop, 9 to 45, at 85%. What? Like I say, I can laugh now, but what? It was not funny then. Whew. What? Okay. What is going on? So now we got to go through discovery and everything. They got a little bit of the information, but they give us what they got, what they have rather. They give us what they have, and I'm looking at bro like, because I see him in court now. I see him in the bullpen. We go to court. We get our information, we get our PDs assigned to us, my bonds and stuff. I don't got no, it was $20,000 to bond out, a $200,000 D bond, I believe, $20,000 to walk. We ain't had that bread, my family didn't have that bread, so at the time, so hey, that was that. So, like I say, I already accepted the fact that I was going to be doing some time, right? It is what it is. So we get to court, we get some discovery information, all these other charges. I am like, what is going on, right? But me and bro don't really have time to talk. It's like we moving in shuffles, and like we don't communicate in between the court dates, obviously. So by the time the second court date comes up, we done been in for a couple months now. Now I find out exactly what's going on between that first court date and second court date. I find out exactly what's going on. The night we got locked up, and he said his son was getting dropped off. That's exactly what unfolded. When I went in the house to holler at my grandmother, his son got dropped off. But when he got dropped off by the BM, and she come in the house, and he like, what happens is she come in the house and she don't got no car, but he look outside like, how you get here, right? And she like, whatever she told him. But he takes the phone from her, goes through her phone, finds out some dude done dropped her off and waiting for her at the gas station. So that's why when I come out the house, he already gone, right? Whole time, prior to that, bro and her had gotten to it before, and she goes to the police station to file an order of protection on him. Meets this cop that she starts dating. So I finds all this out by the second court date. Like, oh my God, man. But I ain't really salty about it because I'm like, dude was still bogus. He was shooting first. Like, he shot first. So I'm like, he's still bogus. He shot first. It don't matter. It is what it is. Damn, that's crazy. So by the time I see bro again, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? But it is what it is. We here now, but now it's like, we facing some, I'm facing some real time. Like, I'm facing some real time, Yeah, they got us on this case together, but I'm the shooter. So, man, I got a child on the way. It's crazy. When the discovery comes back, not only is this man an off-duty cop dating my man's baby mama, but also he done told these people in his story that we was trying to rob him at the store, at the gas station. The medallion I thought I saw swinging was his damn badge. During the time of the discovery, not only did we find out the guy was an off-duty cop, this whole story about my man's BM and this guy and everything. We also found out who pointed us out in the lineup. I ain't gonna speak on who that was, but hey, if you know, you know. By the time I found that out, like I say, with all this information, I'm like, speedy trial, let's go. Dude, bogus. We going home, right? And then at the same time, I found out about boot camp. I'm like, man, I go to boot camp. They telling me like, man, you're gonna have to cut your hair. At the time, I had long hair. They like, you have to cut your hair, bro. I'm like, man, I don't care. They talking about boot camp. I could be home in 4 months. I do boot camp. That's cool. Let's go. I'm trying to get home, right? That's my concern. You know, I got children. You know what I'm saying, to be at home with. You know, so man, uh, boot camp out the question for me though. My charge, I can't get boot camp with the charge I have. You know, attempt murder on a police officer. You're not getting no boot camp out. That ain't no option. You know, dude, bogus. I'm not backing down from the fact that I was in the right. I'm ready to let's get this going. You know, I feel like if they gonna try to give me some ridiculous amount of time, we used to call them football numbers, I'm gonna go to trial. You know, I'm gonna appeal it, and I'm gonna appeal it. You know, if I lose trial, I'm gonna appeal it. You know, but I'm confident that we coming home. Like, man, dude in the wrong. So by the time we get to court, we go to trial. They end up charging me with a aggravated discharge of a firearm. I got 4 years, 50%. I had to do 2 years with a 6 months good time. I was able to come home in a year and a half. Since I did a year in the county, they counted that day for day. I did 6 months in the joint, Centralia. They came home. My rappy, my co-defendant, my man's, I think he only did like about a month because he got charged with a reckless discharge, I believe. They gave him like a year, so all he had to do was go to intake, dress in, dress out, pretty much. So he came home a few months before I did. But yeah, man, I definitely told on myself, man. Like, I thought I was in the right. I thought I was right with what I was doing, right? And I got to be honest, even through being incarcerated, like, I still felt like I would have did the same thing. Like, if given the opportunity again, I probably did the same thing, man. Like, cause like once again, dude was shooting at my man while he was shooting at us while he was running away from him, right? Whatever unfolded with them up there, when he came up there to address him about being with his baby mama or whatever, had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know what the hell was going on, you know. But still in all, this dude tries to shoot at my man's while he's running away from him. Like, he started shooting at us like we ain't even a threat. And he tries to shoot at us. We're not even a threat. He tries to shoot at us, man. So I still felt, and I was right bad, you know. I thank God that I didn't, you know, unalive the man, you know. Although, you know, unalive men don't tell no tales, you know. But at the same time, like, because we was just like maybe 3 days before that in the alley, shooting bottles with a BB gun from down the block, like. We had the bottle set at the corner almost, and we in the middle of the block in the alley shooting the necks of 12-ounce bottles with BB guns, like rocking them, you know, just kind of, you know, hanging out, you know. So, and like I say, I had a concealed and carry license, so I had been properly trained with a firearm, man. I knew how to shoot, you know. So it wasn't nothing but God that I didn't unalive that man that night, you know. But we made it through it. You know, once again, I'm not condoning any violence. I'm not condoning any jail time or anything like that, street activity. I'm just, you know, like I said, I'm a square man. You know, I ain't no bitch. You know, I ain't no punk. But at the same time, you know, that street life thing never was my thing. I wasn't into that. And once again, I was groomed by guys that had a different type of mentality than the guys that I was growing up with. Although it was all love, still the same. It was still like, they were still stand-up guys nonetheless. It's just, you know, once again, I was groomed by guys that would go to the local corner store and say, hey, give us some, you know, donate some food for this block party. Whereas the guys I grew up with would walk in the corner store and just take what they want. Anyway, like, so it's a bit different, you know. But nonetheless, we grow up to be men, you know. We made it through that, you know. I did that year and a half, man. I did 6 more months in the joint and came home, you know. And it's been love ever since, you know. It's all good.